So hi guys, welcome back to this part 2 of the Soccer Sofa's end of season awards, and this part we're going to be talking about our signings of the season. So I don't think there's any better place to start than with Dobby. You ended with Harry Kane on the last part. Who have you got for your signing of the season and why?
Well, I'm pretty well versed with good signings, given my football fantasy league
Oh yeah.
prowess.
How much did you win?
400 quid.
Oh, very nice indeed.
Went down nicely.
But who beat you?
Not in the money league.
I beat you.
Nah, it's not beat you. But I'm going to go for someone who I definitely wouldn't have expected at the start of the season, Marcos Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
Who, after really, he was pretty bad at Sunderland.
Oh, it was awful, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was really bad. And I mean, I've got a lot of credit's got to go to the system that he came into after. I mean, he played a little bit in the Arsenal 3-0, and the system does suit him, no doubt. He's basically a left winger with some defensive duty, but he does it really well and won the league. It chipped him with 6 goals this season. He's got a great free kick, actually, surprisingly good. Which I'm always sort of a bit taken aback when I see him lining up a free kick, but then he rattled one against the bar against last game of the season. Sunderland. Last game of the season, and I think he's been really solid this year.
Yeah, well, speaking about Sunderland, he was obviously there, wasn't he? And I think maybe everyone thought that he was really bad when he was at Sunderland because he was part of a back four, wasn't he? And he had to be much more defensively minded than he is when he's now gone to Chelsea. And you're absolutely right. Playing 5 at the back, he's got license to go forward, hasn't he? More same with Moses on the other side, and I think that's really played into his hands.
He wasn't a player that, when it was announced that we signed him, filled me with great joy at all.
And how much was it? What, about 20? Was it 28 million?
I don't think it was that much. I don't think it was. Surely not. Surely it wasn't that much. But he.
I should know this.
We'll tell you in the next part. We'll tell you in the next part.
When we signed him, don't forget we'd been playing 4 at the back throughout pre-season, and I thought he'd just be cover for Azpilicueta playing at left back, and he was to start the season. Don't forget, and then it was that turning point when we were 3-0 down to Arsenal, and he brought Alonso on, went to 3 at the back, and that was almost.
I mean, that was the turning point.
That was the start of what became Chelsea in the season, which happened.
Well, yeah, you won the next 12 games. So
yeah,
didn't you?
so, but no, he's been a massive part of that team, and as you said, he can do pretty much everything. He's a good defender. He is. He's great going forward. his crosses, his free kicks.
He's just always in the box.
I love him.
Yeah, watching Chelsea attack, I was really
nervous.
nervous.
He does get back. He gets up and down so well. He really does.
You see that with fullbacks nowadays, though. I think their main job is to get forward and really support the attacks rather than being a defensive, but being a defender first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Jack, who's your signing this season?
Okay, so I went for the big Swede, Zlatan. I think to get him on a free is an absolute steal. It's the definition of a steal, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's one of the best strikers in the world, hands down, and he scored 17 goals in 28 league appearances. Unfortunately, he got injured. He's missed the end of the season.
Nasty injury as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, whether he'll come back, I don't know. But you look at the season he's had, I think he's been fantastic. He scored the winning goal in the EFL Cup final as well to give Mourinho that first piece of proper silverware and
the charity shield.
Well, exactly.
That's the
it just makes you think. It just makes you think. We've got we're going into the Europa League final, Ajax against United on Wednesday, and there's a bit of doubt who's going to win. But I think if Zlatan was in that team and if he was fit, I think there'd be no looking past United.
Did you see his Instagram teasing the fans that he was going to be fit to play?
Yeah.
He's in the swimming pool, but I don't think he will be.
If he is, absolutely.
Yeah. He's fine already, but he'll be sitting in the stands, I'm afraid.
But yeah, Zlatan obviously coming on a free to Manchester United. I think the one thing I would say about him is that he's done it in all the top leagues, and he has now proven that he can do it in the Prem as well.
Exactly.
I think that was the one thing that I was thinking about him before he came to Manchester United. I was thinking, can he cut it in the Premier League? Because it is renowned for being a difficult league, but he certainly has, and he's been one of their most important players this season.
Yeah, I'd say one criticism, which is fair, is that he's wasted a lot of chances this year, and he has. I mean, United as a team have, but he has popped up with important goals. He's scored big goals. I think there was against Palace and a couple against West Brom.
Yeah.
Quite late in the game. Obviously, EFL Cup final. So big game player. He just turns up, and you know what you get.
Yeah, I don't
can't
think
really argue with that. Like for free, it's
I'd-
obviously stinking amount of wages, but
I don't think
No,
they'd have won that
yeah.
final. They wouldn't have won that AFL Cup final without him, would they?
No.
If he wasn't playing, they wouldn't have won. But anyway, my signing of the season, I'm going with Sadio Mane for Liverpool. Obviously signed from Southampton for 34 million last summer, and he hasn't had maybe the most. How do I want to say this? He's missed parts of the season because of the African Cup of Nations. He's obviously been injured like Ibra for this last sort of 5 to 6 games. But despite that, he's still made the Premier League team of the season. And I just think that his signing has just fitted in so well with Klopp's system, along with Lallana, Coutinho, Firmino, when they're all fit. And as a winger, I think what makes him one of the best in the league now is that he does score goals as well as assisting. He's got 13 and 27 for Liverpool this season, and he's 6 assists as well. And I think he's proven throughout his career that he does score goals. He's scored 31 in 63 at Red Bull Salzburg. That's nearly a goal every other game. I mean, that's a fantastic record for a winger. And I think he's just going to be so important for Liverpool next season when they do go into the Champions League.
He will be,
Because he's a quick, direct player, and I do think that his style of play will suit Liverpool in Europe, and I do think they'll do well next season when they go into Europe. So I would go with Sadio Mane. I don't know if you guys think he's been a good signing.
Yeah, massively so. If anything, I just think when he's out of the team, you realise, I think watching Liverpool, you realise they lack a bit of directness and a bit of pace. And maybe they need to bring in another winger who can go on the other side. Who, I'm saying the players like Lallana, Coutinho, Firmino, they're all great players, but sometimes you need something different.
I think they're good at being in and around the box, aren't they? Whereas Mane can give them that width that sometimes teams do crave, don't they?
Like it was against Spurs, wasn't it? And they grabbed 2 early goals, and they Liverpool. Mane just blitzed because Spurs were playing a high line. That was poor on their part, but he just absolutely took advantage of it.
Pochettino is not the best manager, is he?
Oh no, he's terrible. More on that.
Yeah, Mane.
Yeah, great player. They're going to miss him every January, or is it every other January when he's off to
He's off to the AFCON.
Every January.
Every January, yeah, they're going to miss him every January when he's off.
I think it's every other January.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh,
I don't
right.
think it's every January.
Either way, they're going to miss him in January, so it'll be a big miss.
So thanks very much for tuning in again, guys. Oh, Jack. But yeah, anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. That wasn't great, was it?
No, I think you should just carry on. Like,
Yeah, no,
if
but
you fuck
thanks.
up, just carry on.
Thanks very, very much for tuning in to guess the second part of the Soccer Sovers end of season awards. This was signing of the season. Jack went with Zlatan. I went with Mane. And Dobby went with Marcus Alonso, that brilliant free kick taker. So hopefully we'll see you again in part 3 where we're talking about manager of the season. But until then, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.